Hi, welcome everybody to another episode of Vtuber Lorecast. I'm your host, Captain Ampez, and to the right over there in their holographic form is Cosita, who has transmission errors. It's fine. But we're just going to go ahead and hop into our first guest today. Our first guest is Aurora. Aurora, would you kindly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, certainly. Hi, I'm Aurora. I'm a Otter VTuber. I like chaos and cozy games, and I really like puns and food.
Puns are always good, and food is always good. You're
Wait,
in the
you
right
like
ship.
you like buns and
So-
feet?
Puns,
Okay.
because it was surrounded by like the sea, so I could say, "What are you doing?"
Cosita loves dad
Please.
jokes. You'll fit right in.
love them.
Yeah, you'll fit right
I
in.
am delighted to have such a guest today. Well, you may continue.
Cosita, I think you'll like both guests today. I made sure that they follow your criteria. I mean, Aurora just said they like to do puns, and I mean, the next guest you're going to love too. But with that, we'll just go ahead and just get right into the questions. So, you were originally just a full-on otter that happened to turn into a VTuber through a laptop being left in the ocean. May or may not have been, human pollution or not, who knows. But how long have you been in this human-esque form? And would you prefer this human form, or would you prefer, being back into an otter?
Well, I like time moves very differently. I can't really recall how long I've been in human form. It could have been like last Tuesday, it could have been like last year. All I know, I do like being in this human form because thumbs exist, and that means I can finally open packages, which is really good. And I don't need to rely so heavily on using rocks to open things, but I still use rocks to open things because, rocks are good
Rocks
tools.
are very good tools. I mean, I feel like you still be able to open up packages with rocks. It may or may not damage the contents that are inside said packages, but that's what the peanuts are for, right?
Well, yeah, except for I sometimes eat the peanuts.
I think they
Yeah.
make some peanuts biodegrade. Actually, are there peanuts that are safe to eat? I feel like they've made peanuts safe to eat.
I don't. They probably have. Yeah, they probably have after just like knowing me just for like a few seconds and like going, oh shoot, we got to make this safe. We got to make this safe.
Yeah, because I know peanut eating is definitely something that's not just an otter thing, but children. So, what were some of your favorite activities when you were just an otter?
Swimming, blazing, trying to hit tourists with rocks, also hitting seagulls with rocks, avoiding like pretty much pirates because yeah.
I'm friendly, I swear.
I am
You friendly?
glad to see someone who hates pirates. Good job.
Well, it's just that they see my hoard of like shiny things and then they go, oh, I'll take that, and I'm like, no, that's mine.
Yeah,
It's my dice.
I know.
Get your own.
Pirates are the worst. We know.
Look, shiny things, like that's something common that otters and pirates have. We both like shiny things, and I mean that's what seagulls like too, which that's why they're all outside the ship and not in the ship. This must be a really rough environment to be in. You're here with a pirate, and you got the seagulls hanging outside too.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I have some ammunition that I can just like throw at them if they just get too close. The thieving sky rats.
Just don't throw those rocks at me, and don't throw them at Cosita either, because he is a hologram and they will break a window. Hopefully, look, I
am holographic today because I don't want to step feet in your godforsaken ship.
Look, I'm still working on taking care of the infection that had happened previously before. Don't worry about the infection, or just watch your steps a little bit. Don't.
Hopefully soon that'll be fixed.
Yeah, hopefully. Don't mind the green crustaceans that are around. It's fine.
I can always eat them.
I don't recommend that. Don't eat the green crustaceans. They could be deadly. More deadly.
They're terrible. From another guest who infested the ship.
I told you I'm working on it without trying to burn my ship down. Anyways, So you like to you like to throw the rocks at the seagulls, the pirates, the
Mhm,
terrorists, as well
mhm,
as
mhm.
swimming and glazing and stuff like that. That obviously you still use rocks as tools. Have you learned of any other tools that you
Yeah,
can utilize besides just rocks?
yeah, guns.
And do you utilize guns?
I'm not opposed to. Apparently, I'm very accident prone and very clumsy. But I've given my chat guns, so it's all good. No, nothing bad can happen.
And what does your chat consist of? Is it more otters?
More otters, yeah, more otters. We're always trying to find clams and treats and spread the joy of puns
Hmm,
and
hmm,
chaos.
hmm, hmm, hmm. Well, speaking of puns, I gotta know, what is your best pun? What's the best pun that you have told?
Ooh, I've told many great puns. I normally base them around my situations from like video games or D&D, or like I'm the worst person to take shopping because if we go to a food shop, I'd be just like going picking up an orange and going, "Aren't you glad to see me?" Or there's like some mushrooms that go, "Hey, there's not mushroom in this cart."
Classic jokes, I see. The classic ones, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta love the classic puns and dad jokes, but I am probably like, the worst because I get told off for saying too many and the many groans.
But they're happy groans because who can hate a good
Exactly.
pun?
Exactly. Puns are
It
everyone's best
truly
friend.
is. And I mean that there are great individuals out there in the world that know how to tell great puns, like Robert England, who is the master of the dad jokes. At least when they play a certain character that may or may not be evil. Since you have the usage, since you know how to use guns, is there a particular gun that you
Hmm.
use, or have you modified any guns to utilize rocks? Because I feel like you would never run out of ammo.
I don't know what I think it's a
Okay.
pistol. I think it's a pistol. I'm not too familiar with like gun types or
Hmm.
guns. I just know I found it and it's now mine. It's finders keepers
Hmm.
situation.
Hmm. Finders keepers is always, a rule, which I mean, in a sense, you could say like pirates tend to just be finders keepers if your loot is just out in the open. Just
No, it wasn't out in the open. It wasn't out in the open. Can I have my dice back,
I
please?
what dice?
Can I have the shiny rocks back, please?
But I don't.
The
The,
shiny math rocks.
yes, the shiny math rocks that I definitely don't have.
Yep,
No, I don't have
yep.
those.
I'm on to you.
Mm, make a note here to hide the rocks before they're taken by the otter. But it's okay. It's okay. We also like shiny rocks here as well. That's why, being a pirate and playing D&D and all that stuff. But that's besides the point. Actually, speaking of D&D, since you've had experience with laptops and you've come
Mm,
across magical things like D&D, how did you come across
mhm.
the world of D&D, and what made you decide to be a DM?
So this actually happened when I was like, I want to say 19 years ago, 19, 20 years ago. One of my exes basically got me into a Fallout
Hmm,
RPG,
okay.
tabletop RPG, and then I slowly found Critical Role and discovered Dungeons and Dragons, and then I found a like old Matthew Mercer video on like Greek and Sundry about how to be a DM, and I was like, going, "Wait, you mean I can do
Hmm,
this?" And ever since then, I was like, "Okay, I can run games." So that's what got me into
okay.
D&D.
So do you prefer to be the dungeon master, or do you prefer to be a player? Because, there's always that debate of like being the forever DM and the forever DMs never being players and all that fun jazz.
I like being a player, yeah. I do enjoy being a player, but I prefer when I'm a player, I'm the dumb
Mm-hmm,
character, or the thing where I don't have to put many brain cells, because as a DM, I have to put all the brain
mm-hmm.
cells in it. So I do like relaxing and playing a player for a couple of times, or like a couple of campaigns. But I mostly love being a DM, because especially doing homebrew and setting up my own rules and setting my own
Mm-hmm.
worlds, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of chaotic fun. I've invented characters and like done like homebrew like stats for like Perry the
Oh,
Platypus, Duolingo, the Owlbear, the Eldritch Warlock subclass, and other things.
That's interesting. Have you actually like made like videos of how to make these characters? Because I know that's a big thing on YouTube where a lot of people are will have YouTube videos of like, this is how you make Harry the Platypus and make them usable in D&D, or making like Mortal Kombat characters and all kinds of different fictional characters.
I haven't, no, but I could always look in doing that, because I always like creating like homebrew like monsters and stuff like that, and treasures and stuff like that. The last guy I made was the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh, it's an interesting character.
Yeah, but it would completely devour the
Of
entire
course.
city, so it's a
Of
very hungry
course,
caterpillar.
of course. It only makes sense. Only makes sense.
Exactly.
No, I highly recommend checking that out. That's definitely, because we're all into content creation and always trying to, figuring things out. So I mean, just an idea to share off there, because that is an alley, because I know I utilize it a lot too. The one that I'm most familiar with is Tulok the Barbarian. I think that's one where he's got like a whole library of fictional characters that he's made into playable characters. Well, I'm going to let Cosita take over for a little bit and do his little gossipy questions.
Well, thank you, Captain. First things first, Aurora. Let me start by saying some basic stuff that, Captain didn't do. First things of everything, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for
It's a
taking
pleasure.
interest in becoming part of our humble Lorecast. Now, for everyone who doesn't know Aurora, Aurora is, aside of a streamer, an Otter good artist, And aside of that,
No, that's a lie.
and aside of that, I'm the one stating facts. Thank you very much. And aside of that, they are very good DM. So, all things on the table, you can say with a certainty that Aurora is someone with a lot of creativity, Now, you started very recently, Aurora, only a few months ago.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you one singular particular question in general, because I would normally start with the gossiping questions, but unfortunately, Captain is a lame ass host that didn't do basic questions like the one I'm gonna ask. One day you wake up, right, and say, I wanna be a VTuber and I'm gonna stream. A long time has passed after that. How's the then versus now? The expectations versus reality. How's that for you right now?
I decided like get into like VTubing and streaming because I was like, I'm very creative, and I was like going, I need something else that isn't cosplay and Comic Cons and doing that sort of stuff, and I wanted to be a little bit more less introverted. So then I was very introverted, did not like going outside, didn't like socialize with people, and now thanks to like Don Tinky Winky and Taffy and Naz, my friends and everything like that, like Don Tinky Winky introduced me to like VTubing and stuff like that, and I slowly got into it and decided to go full force straight into it. I was gonna just do basic stuff on Twitch, and here I am.
Would you say it has been difficult?
I think the most difficult thing for me has just been with my ADHD, just trying to keep track, because I tend to like forget what I'm doing like 10 seconds later, or what I'm talking about.
You know how things have been going lately. How much in tune are you with the things that are going on Twitch and the VTuber community? Are you like someone who's actively trying to see what's going on in the sphere, or are you more of the like of I am doing my own thing and that's it?
To do my own thing. I like to stay true to myself, be like hang out with my friends, hang out with the people in like Eldenwood, try and like set up more Dungeons and Dragons games, please, and just generally have a lot of fun with everyone. I try and like keep up to like with topic events just in case like something big happens, just so that I'm not treading on anyone's toes. But yeah.
All right. Now for the gossiping questions, the tea, because I want to know everything. As we all know, otters are carnivores who eat fish, crayfish, crabs, mollusks, frogs, etc.
Those are all good.
What is your relationship with fish VTubers?
God, we're friends, We're friends. I heard the urges to bite people. If it's like a sea urchin VTuber, I'm sorry, but I can't hold those urges. I have to take a bite. It's just nature. It's just how nature dictates itself.
You're such a dangerous folk, so if you come across with a VTuber like that, you're just like, Wah! And that's it, just eat them like that on the spot.
Yep. Yeah, well, I might ask permission. You know, you got to ask consent. If they say no, I'll just have to sulk in the corner. I'll just sulk in the corner.
So you're into war! That's terrible! I thought you were different, Aurora, and I think you're not different from Captain. Captain, you may
What?
continue from this.
Come on. It's part of nature. Like, there's nothing wrong with eating fish. Fish is good.
Literally, no one asked you,
Yeah.
Captain.
You
Go on with your
you
questions.
really asked about eating fish, and here we are. But it's fine. You know what?
With Otter's natural diets, if you're expecting me to eat it like human diet, I would just probably like keel over.
It's true. And especially with how we eat our food now. I mean, Cosida's over there gotten his fancy space food while we're here trying to find normal food to eat. But it is what it is, I guess. Okay, well, how often do the seagulls steal your food, since we're on the topic of food?
I would say like quite often. George, a specific seagull, he tried to steal like a whole entire like pizza from me the other day. Yeah.
That's a big seal.
Yeah. Big seagull. It gets on my nerves all the time when I'm streaming. It's just like it even tries to like
Mhm.
sit on my computer and just go type on the keys.
So
Not allowed.
so George is a seagull that you haven't taken care of yet. Why is this?
Because technically the seagull was a cat that my roommate
There we
owns.
go. Yes.
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
the seagull cat. Yes, the cat seagull.
Yeah,
Yes,
seagull
the
cat.
seagull.
The cat seagull.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, you could always train that seagull to, attack the other seagulls.
Yeah, cat George unfortunately has like no brain cells.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them kitty cats.
All the fluff, nothing in there.
Well, sometimes fluff is always good, though. Well, have you ever thought about like using, I don't know, sand against the seagulls?
And face their wrath.
I mean, that's when you pull out the pistol, though.
That's true. Like, I haven't thought about it too much because if you got on a seagull's wrong step, you're gonna get lovely presents from them.
Yes, I've heard the stories of that,
Yeah.
and the crew has faced many stories like that. But that's why you use the sand, called the pocket sand attack. Blind them. Yes,
Exactly.
yes,
And
distract them, and then pull out the gun, and then you have seagull for dinner. Have you had seagull for dinner?
No, I think like the weirdest thing I've eaten is like ants and tarantulas.
Oh,
Mm.
I don't think I've had ants. I feel like ants are very small to eat, though. Like, how?
Nah, it was like during like catering college, and they made like ants inside of like chocolate chip cookies. It's to teach us about like how insects would be like the future protein in the world because of like commercialization of meat.
Right.
So yeah, we ate some ant cookies.
Interesting. I don't think I've had tarantula, but I have heard of tarantula being a food source for some. I'd say for insect wise, the most insects I've had eaten is grasshoppers or crickets. Did that for a little bit until I bit into one that was very juicy, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with that.
It's one of those things where if you have it the wrong method of cooking it, you can't go back to it. It's mind over matter.
Very true. It's very true. Well, we were talking about other otters and your community of other otters. Do you have a special otter that you hold hands with?
No, I don't. No one utterly special to me.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that otters typically they tend to hold hands to sleep to prevent themselves from drifting away. So with that in mind, what do you hold on to while you sleep?
I have a slight obsession with Snorlax from Pokemon. So I have probably way too many Snorlaxes in my little cave I sleep in. So just like cuddle with a Snorlax when stuff gets stressful.
I mean, Snorlaxes are very big, so I mean, you definitely won't be drifting away with a Snorlax, that's for sure.
No,
those are like the super rocks.
very difficult to
Yeah.
wake up as
I have
well.
no idea how you would be able to throw that or use the Snorlax as a tool since they're extremely heavy, but
Yeah, you just have to like train it, get a Pokeball, capture it, hope for the capture gods to allow the RPG to let you capture it, and then you can use its moves on the Seagulls.
oh, that's smart. That's smart. Well, then, if you don't have anyone to hold anybody, we heard George. Who is Steve though?
Yeah.
And what is your relationship to Steve?
Oh, I like when I bit into that cable on the laptop so many years ago to make myself a VTuber. A random otter called Steve decided to become like my manager.
Oh,
But he's also my manager, my boss, HR. So he's literally like the top otter, but it's the titles, but no actual like stuff behind the titles. It's just glorified otter,
okay.
basically. No actual role. He just likes to say he's the boss, but he's not actually the
So
boss.
what kind of business do otters run then?
We can say that we're in the rock business.
Yes. Obviously the rock and roll business, of course. You're in the music industry, yes. There's no other rocks that it could be.
Exactly.
Cosita, how's your rock collection?
Yes, I have a good rock collection. I remember back in geology class, we collected quite a lot. Hey, but this is not about me. What is the point of this question?
It's to lead you on to ask your next question. That's what that was about.
What, you like rocks?
Do you? Well, obviously you like.
I'm an otter. Yeah.
What happens if you come across a rock VTuber, huh?
Then I would probably say that they're my favorite Oshi, and then like follow them into like the pits of hell. You know, to find that ultimate rock. Rocks are like Otter's best tools.
That's it. You're on my sheep list, effective immediately.
What's wrong
I
with
can't believe it.
What's wrong with
We're having
rocks?
such a dangerous folk here.
No.
I'm so confused.
All right.
What's wrong with rocks? You have me so confused now.
How could they eat rocks? How soulless! Okay, let me ask
You know that
another question.
Yeah, you could say that you rock my world.
Ah.
I am not laughing out of this. So, Aurora, if that's your true name, how do you stream underwater?
I don't. I stream in like my little cave. I did try streaming underwater once. Did not work out well.
It didn't.
No, I didn't. No. When you like stream underwater, fish get in the way. Other otters want to join in fun and try and like make it all about them when it's all about me. And you know, just little shenanigans. Everything like you, Captain, you've been underwater. You know how many sea creatures are under there.
I mean,
You haven't been underwater. You don't know the sea life underneath the ship.
You don't, Captain? You're a disgrace as a pirate.
Look, that's what I send people for to do, so that way, you know, I don't drown or get eaten.
You're a fraud!
I'm not a fraud. Why go into the water when I can send others down there?
Oh, you're terrible, Captain!
That's not terrible. It's
I can't believe I'm sharing a space with you like
this. It's being
resourcefulness.
If I have people that can go underwater for me, I could have them do it and then take care of, you know, the creatures that are in the water.
Okay. So what I'm getting here is that we have such a dangerous individual who eat otter VTubers as an otter, and a pirate who's a fraud!
I didn't say that I don't go into the water. I just don't go into the water often.
You're literally in a ship!
Yeah, which is on water. Doesn't mean that I'm in the water.
I am utterly disappointed right now. But this is about Aurora.
It's true.
Aurora, all things considered, tell me, how much for water exploration for Captain?
Okay, let me calculate gold into clams. How many clams do you own?
How many clams do I own? I can go get. I can go get some. Do they have to be fresh clams, or do they have to be alive? What's the condition of these clams that need to be in?
I think they need to be passable for clams. No bad
Mhm,
clams,
mhm,
only
okay.
good clams. Especially if I'm doing water exploration
Mhm,
for you. You never know what I could find there.
mhm, mhm,
Krakens,
mhm, mhm.
leviathans, other
Of course,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. 5 clams.
I can get 5 clams. Is it okay if they're frozen clams?
I might need to talk to my
Hmm, hmm,
lawyer, which
hmm.
is Steve. Which you know,
What if I gave
but we
what
can get
yeah,
contracts sorted
of
out.
course, we can get contracts sorted out where I definitely will sign the
Yeah.
contracts with, have it escorted by my lawyer too.
Mm,
Yes,
mm,
yes, that yeah,
yeah.
all of it.
Uh, yeah. I was also have to get Steve involved because otters can't read.
But wait, but can Steve read?
I haven't checked
Oh,
that.
hmm. Gonna need to make a phone call to Full Seer. It's fine. It's okay. 5 clams, you got it. Yeah, we'll get the paperwork signed for that. Yeah,
Exactly. 5 clams.
5 clams. Yeah,
Exactly.
5 clams. So we'll get the paperwork signed. Yeah,
5
yeah, yeah.
clams.
Have you ever wanted to explore
Excellent.
space?
Um, I've heard mixed reviews about space. I've heard there's no
Mm,
clams, but apparently there's a lot of rocks up there.
there is a lot of rocks up there.
There's up a lot of
Cosita
rocks.
has a
Yeah.
lot of rocks. You should check out his ship whenever he decides to actually come down here.
Exactly. I will plan and visit and see how tough rock is compared to
Hmm.
my rocks. We'll have a rock
Hmm.
battle.
Oh, that's a good battle right there. You know what? We've heard that speaking of Steve, I had heard recently that Steve was sent to HR for telling a joke.
Mm,
What was that joke that Steve
yeah.
told?
You know, some things are better not said. Um, it was a bit of British
Mhm,
humor, and unfortunately, like British humor doesn't get over with a lot of like Americans quite
mhm.
often. American, no offense to Americans or like other people, but normally British humor is quite dark, very
Well,
dark.
you're in the right spot for that because I can handle the dark humor. I actually enjoy dark humor a lot. I don't know though,
Mm,
because Cosita, do you like dark humor?
Dark humor is funny as long as someone else laughs.
Hmm.
mm.
Huh. Okay. That didn't really answer the question, but okay.
No, I'll do a not dark humor joke just in
Mhm, mhm.
case.
Because Steve's got
Yeah,
plenty of them, right?
uh,
So plenty of jokes into
yeah,
HR.
he's got plenty of them. I told Hades this joke the other day, and I think Hades absolutely loved it. Which I don't think they actually liked it because dad jokes don't go over very
Mhm.
well sometimes. What do you call a crocodile in a vest?
What do you call a crocodile in a vest?
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you call a crocodile in a vest?
An investigator.
That's good. That's good. I like that one. Cosita doesn't like it. He's not laughing. It's okay, Cosita.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't worry. We get all the dad jokes here. I like it. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Gotta love dad
they're
jokes.
so good. They're very fun to listen to. Okay, so what are some of the skills that you have besides, throwing rocks and DMing? What are some other skills that you potentially have?
Um, well, I work in
Okay.
retail. Yeah, because it's to earn more clams. The clam-based
Mhm, mhm.
society is very tough. But I also know how to cook,
Oh,
and I bake cakes sometimes. Yeah, which is really fun, baking cakes and making desserts. But most of the times, it's playing games very badly. I'm very good at that.
okay. I mean, it does take a certain skill to be bad at video games.
Yeah, yeah.
So what
No. I've died over 100 times in Minecraft in like 2 months.
that's impressive, and I didn't really realize that was a thing that could
Yeah,
happen in Minecraft. So congratulations. You've unlocked
yeah.
the skill of knowing
Thank
what
you.
can happen in Minecraft.
89% of those deaths are to full damage.
And that's why we always check fall damage when we first start up a game. That and
Mm.
friendly fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the rest of my deaths are by the Daunting Twinkie.
It's the perfect disguise.
Exactly.
Well, what kind of cakes have you baked, and like what's your favorite cake to make?
So I make a fair few desserts. Some of my top favorites to make when I was working as a patissier chef was a chocolate fondant souffle, which is a mixture between a chocolate fondant and a souffle.
Mhm.
But if we're talking like not professional like kitchen cooking, some of like homemade cakes that I like to make is called the Death by Chocolate cake, which is where
Oh,
you have so much chocolate in a
yep.
cake. Yeah. A lemon drizzle cake, and one of my favorite cakes because I'm from like rural Dorset in
Mhm.
England. It's a Dorset apple cider cake. It's an apple cider cake. It's an apple cake that you basically soak in cider.
I think I've
How
heard
the
about
hell do
that.
you bake a cake underwater?
Just like you find those like pits of like in water where it has like the really hot red stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we use that
Ooh.
I
very
see.
carefully. Exactly, it's all science. We don't really think things over under the water. We just do it and then go. We don't understand how that happened.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Fascinating.
I saw that there was a question in chat earlier,
Mm.
and it kind of leads into one of the question I have. So, looking at your throne, it seems that you have quite a bit of rabbit items, like rabbit toys and things of
Yes.
that nature. Do you have a pet rabbit, or are these supposed to be gifts for Cosita?
I do have a pet rabbit. His name is Snoot. He is 3 and a bit. He thinks he's a cat.
Okay.
He's been raised by cats, but then also the kittens think they're a rabbit because the kittens hang around with rabbits. So it's a confusion. So we have quite a fair few
Mhm.
cabbits, which is a mixture between cat and rabbit. But now I have George, Perfect Precious Princess Pixie Pickles, Xena, Zoltan, Boo. Those are the cats. And then we have Snoot the rabbit, and then we have Evie the dog.
Oh, quite a bit. Quite a bit of animals
Yeah, quite a
in
bit.
the caves.
I bet Costa can't say Perfect Precious Princess Pixie Pickles
I
5 times
don't know
fast.
if I could say that 5 times fast. I
No.
need to see I need to see that written
Yeah.
down to be able to see that 5 times fast. Hearing it, not so much. I hear it, I'm like, "What is what? What is this?
That's one of the cat's names. It responds to it.
What okay, what is the name again?
Perfect Precious Princess Pixie Pickles.
Perfect Precious that's about okay,
Princess.
Perfect Precious
Perfect Precious sorry. Perfect Precious Princess Pixie Pickles.
Perfect Precious what?
Why do
Okay,
you do
hold on,
that?
I gotta type this out. Hold on. Okay, perfect precious. Oh, thank you. There we go. Okay, perfect precious princess pickle.
Perfect Precious
Wait, oh
Princess
wow, yeah, I'm already
Pixie
messing
Pickles.
it
Yeah.
up. Okay, perfect
Why do you
precious
do
princess
that? Why do you
pickles.
name them like that?
You gotta always have like one animal that's like, got a nice name to it.
Yeah, like Leonidas Sir Fluffy Bottom.
A
Exactly.
nice name. If my
Exactly.
name was a tongue twister, I would cry.
All right, Kosei, I need to hear you say this name 5 times fast. Go.
Perfect Precious Princess Pixie Pickles. Perfect Precious Princess Pixie Pickles. Perfect Precious Pickles. Perfect Precious Princess Pickles. Perfect Precious Princess Pickles. Oh, no. Oh no.
There you go, Captain.
No.
All right, Kosita, your turn. Say it.
I already said it. Didn't you say it? Now I have a question for you, Aurora. How the hell do you have a bunny underwater? Is it like Sandy from SpongeBob or what?
Oh no, it lives in the cave. It has set up a kaleage fund. It's because its favorite food is kale.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just a little pet. Found it one day. Just like decided to like keep it as a pet. It chews wires. It's really good at chewing wires. Got that in common.
I see. I was not expecting that.
So would it be possible to see Snoot on your VTuber journey sometime in the near future?
I'm well. Obviously, like when we my plan is one day, if I get like a better setup and everything like that, and a
Mhm.
camera, to have a camera toggled into the bunny
Okay.
room, so that once it obviously because like
Of
setups
course.
cost money and everything like that. So I'm just doing it step by step before like delving everything in it. But no, I'm planning to have a future. I say bunny room. It's going to be a bunny cat room. Because the cats sleep with the bunnies, so it's going to be a mixture of like what animal you might see there.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Well, I think I can understand why you like puns and dad jokes and things of all that nature because your birthday is on April Fool's Day.
Yes.
What's it like to have your birthday on April Fool's?
So basically what happens is I go to people and go, "Hey, it's my birthday," and people are like going, "Ha, April Fools!" I'm like, "Yeah, April Fools.
So not a fun birthday experience.
Not a fun experience, no. But the people that are closest to me know that it's my birthday, so it's all good. It's
That's
all good. We make jokes about it and everything like that, so it's all good.
So have you had many pranks done on your birthday?
No, but I have done pranks on other
Okay.
people.
What are some of the pranks that you've done on your birthday?
Ha! A menace.
So when like my mother went to like Mexico for like a week on my birthday, she came back to the whole entire house, every single appliance, every single can, every single bottle, every single feature in the house covered in googly eyes.
That takes a lot of time.
What?
That took 2.5 days doing that. And then she returned back home. I didn't realize that she was there to go and get engaged to my stepdad at the
Okay.
time. So they came back from an engagement trip, and I was like having to go. Oh, bye. I looked after the house for you. Surprise! Luckily, they were so jet lagged they did not notice until like 2 days later.
That's good at least.
So yeah. I am also being banned from googly eyes and that sort of stuff from my family. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like we just need to get you more googly eyes then. Without the
More
yeah.
googly eye.
Should add that to the throne list.
See, I was gonna get I was gonna get like the tiny little rubber ducks you get.
Oh yes, that's even better. Yes, and then end
Yes.
up with one giant one later down the road. Well, Casita, do you have any more questions?
Of course I do.
Okay, and
And what?
do you want to
asked me
ask
if I have
some
more
of the
questions. I do.
questions?
Of course I do.
I could ask questions.
No, you're not supposed to ask questions. Let me ask my
Yeah, okay.
questions. Let me start by, what do you start doing art?
I started doing art when I was very young, very young child. Cause like I was always very creative when I was like a little kid, like drawing on walls, trying to make cake out of like all the stuff in the kitchen sink, that sort of stuff. So my parents had to like draw like my creativity into like non-destructive matters to make art and all the sort of stuff. And I did an art scholarship to get into like a boarding school.
Oh.
I've always loved drawing and everything like that. I'm not the best artist, but I still enjoy drawing from time to time.
From time to time. Now, how exactly did you learn, pretty much?
I've like how I learned was literally just watching like my nan. Like she would just like start watercoloring in like the park, and I would have like my watercolor, and I'd just like peek over her shoulder to see what she was doing, and I would just literally be like watching like people draw and then just try and like copy their movements. And I'm one of those people that I would have like an image or a picture in front of me, and I would just try and like replicate what that looks like. So I'm very much a visual type learner when it comes to like trying to draw. During GCSEs and stuff like that, GCSEs in England is like Americans like final like exams.
Okay.
I don't know what they call them in America, but it's like what you need to get into like college and university. It's like your final like it's GCSEs that get you into college and A levels to get you into university.
We call them our senior projects here.
Yes. So GCSE art, I did sculptures and mosaics, and I had to try and do a whole entire sculpture in 3 days, which my previous sculpture took me 2.5 years to do. Yeah. So I did make it easy for myself. And I learned how to do digital art through a post on DeviantArt back in the day when DeviantArt was still a big thing. And I did it through MS Paint and a mouse. That's how I initially learned how to do digital art. And it wasn't until 3 years ago until my roommate introduced me to Critter, mainly because they saw me drawing with a mouse on MS Paint and saw that I was not using layers and going, you need to learn how to use layers. I can't watch you do this anymore.
And what is the kind of stuff you prefer to draw?
I really like drawing like my D&D characters and like basically D&D characters and like creations of like my own choosing. Or I sometimes like drawing like VTubers and their models just because I really like their designs. I'm like going, I want to try drawing this.
Okay.
Interesting.
So do you have like a VGen? Like do you take commissions right now for like artwork?
I have commissions open at the moment on Ko-Fi. The Don Tinky Winky is trying to like convert me to VGen and trying to convince me to go over to VGen and do commissions there. But no, I do a pay what you want because I draw mostly using a mouse or a trackpad. I do like a pay what you want, so it's a minimum of like $1. And people can, like, for example, charge how much ever they want to pay me for like art, because I want to like make art more accessible. Just for myself, because like obviously like with AI art taking over, and obviously people going, I can use, you know, Mid-Journey to like make my D&D character. I'm like going, just pay me $1. Just do it. I will draw your character.
So with something like that in mind, though, would that in a sense kind of like undercut your own value? Since it's nice that you're making it accessible, because a lot of people aren't able to, you know, throw $100, $200, $300 for D&D art, and it's nice to make it accessible. But would that kind of undercut yourself when eventually you do have like, or I guess if you do end up having like a mouse, or not a mouse pad, what are the drawing tools? Like a tablet, essentially, to draw.
A tablet, yeah. I think the goal at the moment is finding a tablet that doesn't have a wire that a bunny can't chew. Because I did have a drawing tablet for a little bit of time, and it was a lot easier to draw with, but then the bunny chewed it. I would say like I don't really value my art, and the Don Tinky Winky and Taffy have been trying to like convince me that my art is good. But I think it's because like I always like look at other artists. I think it's the whole artist, or like anyone that is creative. They look at other creators and they just go, oh my God, they're so amazing. I can't do that. I'm not as good. Which I know is a bad mindset. I'm trying to be better. We all trying to be better. I am trying to like because obviously I've only been doing like digital art for like a few years, not as long as like other people. So there's always like things I'm trying to learn, like Critter. I still don't understand how it works half the time. Like I'm still like Googling things and like going, how do I remove reference images? Do I copy and paste? How do I not have to draw the other eye?
I mean, the fact that you're able to like learn, because you already have like a basic understanding of how like art works in general, which is a good step, and now it's just a matter of learning the technical sides of things, of doing it digitally.
Exactly.
Because all that stuff like I know like layers, okay, that does a thing, but I wouldn't know how to like use layers or anything of that sort. I just know that that's a term that artists use.
Well, it also depends like how different artists like draw. So for example, for me, like I tend to do like a basic outline sketch of everything first, then second layer is like the more accurate line work. And then the third layer is like color blocking, which is basically where I want to put each color, and then it goes into like, you know, coloring on every different layer. So I put different layers of like, where I want. I just tend to like jump around between layer and layer and layer just to see how things would like work and plan out. And then the last layer is like all the details, and then by that point I'm like going, why does my hand hurt? Because
well, so okay, so if someone was to give you like 10 clams for an art piece, versus someone giving you like $100 clam or 100 clams for an art piece, would there be like a difference in the quality essentially?
It depends on the reference they give me, because, and it's also depending what they're looking for. So for example, like I've had commissions where people want me to draw like couple of their D&D characters, and the only reference they've given me is like one single like image of like AI art, and I had to go off that. The quality is going to be a little bit worse off, because obviously with AI art it's not the most accurate like with body proportions and stuff like that, and trying to like delve that into like my own artistic art style and the pose that they want me to do. And especially like with D&D characters, plate mail and chain mail, it's a pain to draw. It's a pain to draw. So I always try and like figure out a way to like put less effort into it, so I don't have to spend as long as time trying to figure out how to do like chrome or like metallic like lighting on armor. Versus if someone like, for example, when I did a drawing for Hades' birthday, Hades was kind enough to even send me like many different like of art from their model and like stuff like that, even though that was like supposed to be a birthday gift for them. I put a lot more effort in, because I had so much more references to go through of all the different character art.
Okay. So the more references you get, the better the art, essentially, which makes logical sense that for anything really. Well, Cosita, do you have any final questions you would like to ask? Because we are getting close to that time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy moly, you're right. I was actually having fun with Aurora here. Well,
Yeah.
let me see. Aurora, I'm gonna ask you a bunch of characters. Otters
Okay.
in fictional media.
Mhm.
If you're
Right.
gonna tell me if you know them or not.
Okay, well, this is kind of like Otterist, you know, like not all otters know every single otter, but I'll try. I'll try.
Yeah, you better be. Let's start with Bono Bono.
No.
What about Ed from Brandy and Mr. Whiskers?
No.
How about Emmett Otter's Jock Band Christmas?
No.
How about
I'm sorry.
Pustaka?
No, not a clue.
How about Lottie the Otter from Winnie the Pooh?
There's an
There's
otter in Winnie the Pooh?
Lottie the Otter.
Huh.
I've never heard of that, and I've gone and seen like the Winnie the Pooh musical, and I've like read majority of the books and seen all the films. I've never heard of being an otter in Winnie
I also
the Pooh.
haven't. This must be like a relatively newer character.
How about Leela from Rocket Raccoon?
No. No.
How about Marlene from Madagascar?
There was an otter in Madagascar?
Marlene.
The movie? Are we talking about
Yeah,
an otter?
an otter. Yes, Marlene.
I'm trying to remember like the film, and I'm like, even then, I'm like going, I can't remember there being an otter in Madagascar.
Marlene from Madagascar.
I think it might have been the Penguin series they did.
No.
No?
Oh, no, it's from the. Hold on. Oh, you're right. It's from the Penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Because I was like going from the original film, no, but from even like the Madagascar like penguins movie, I have not seen it, so no.
How about Otter from the Norse mythology?
Norse mythology, unfortunately not, and my roommate's gonna like probably bonk me on the head for that.
How about Pascal from Animal Crossing?
Yes, I know. That's
Oh,
what I was
thank
saying.
goodness! How about PB and J Otter?
No. I think that's not a thing in like, I think if that's a mascot of Jara, we don't have that in like UK.
How about Powder, Copper, Coal, and Odo from the 2002 Winter Paralympics and Winter Olympics?
I remember I do remember like the like mascots, because that's like my favorite thing about like any sport. It's like, don't give me the sports, give me the mascots.
How about Russell from Happy Tree Friends?
No, unfortunately no.
How about Tarka the Other from a novel
No.
from Henry Williamson?
No. Unfortunately, otters can't read.
How about Chitan, the
No.
Japanese mascot?
No, unfortunately not.
That's it. I have no more questions for you.
Oh,
Shitan is they're an otter in Japan on Twitter specifically to destroy ads.
I need to give him a
Yeah.
follow then, because otters got to stick
Yep,
together.
Yep. All right. Well, we are there about that time. So before we head off, Aurora, and apparently I spelled the name wrong on here, so let me fix that really quick. Is there anything that you would like to promote or share before you head on out?
Yeah, just like be cool, be amazing. This is gonna be ages away, but in May, I'll be doing a charity live stream that's gonna happen for an entire week, where I'll be raising money for like the lost otter prevention, which helps any like otters in the international waters, and teach people about like conservation rights in the UK and why otters are a keystone species. It'll be a whole entire week of streaming, and I'll be looking forward to saving more otters like myself.
Very nice. It's always important to have that. Well, Aurora, thank you so much for joining in with us today. It was a pleasure having you. Make sure to not throw any rocks at Cosita, because again, they'll probably break a window in here and we don't need that.
Take care, Aurora. Thank you so much for being here. Even though you were such as evil, just as evil as Captain.
It's fine. Just don't question any like rustling you hear in the treasure room. It's all good. Nothing's happening.
Yeah. Beef up the security. Anyways, you have yourself a good one. And yeah, everyone be sure to check them out.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.